Listen up, there's chaos, drama, and pure passion coming straight out of paradise today, and you're going to want to stick around for every second of it. We've got Benji Nygren lifting the lid on what really happened in that mental comeback win. Shocking news about Daizen Maeda's future. The lads eyeing a move. And then the big one, Brendan Rodgers. His future at Celtic could depend on what happens across the river with that mob in blue. Massive thanks to you for helping us smash 1,000 subscribers, but that's just the start. With more than 2,000 views on every story, if you hit subscribe right now, we'll fly past 1,500 subscribers, all backing the Celtic. Let's prove once again that our support is miles beyond anything the Rangers could ever muster. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Let's talk about Benji Nygren, eh? The lad's really starting to show that spark we've been waiting for. You saw it yourself. That equaliser against Motherwell wasn't just a goal, it was a statement. A moment that said, I'm here and I'm ready to fight for this badge. Now, I'll be honest with you, when he missed that sitter just minutes before, I nearly spilled my tea all over the couch. But fair play to him, he didn't hide. He picked himself up, kept pressing, and when that Motherwell keeper made a right mess of it, Benji pounced quicker than a seagull at George Square with a chip in sight. That's the kind of attitude you love to see in a Celtic shirt. What really impressed me, though, wasn't just the finish. It was the shift in energy the moment he came on. You could feel it, couldn't you? The tempo lifted, the crowd started believing again, and before you knew it, Daizen Maeda's got the ball in the back of the net, Paradise is bouncing, and you're thinking, that's the Celtic I know? The kind of comeback that makes the rain on Suckyhole Street feel like champagne. Nygren'S words after the match said it all. Mentality, heart, belief. That's what makes Celtic special. It's not just tactics and numbers on a board, it's that fire inside. The moment you pull on that green and white, you carry a bit of history with you. And when the chips are down, that's when the true Celtic spirit comes alive. You could see it in every tackle, every chase, every roar from the stands. Now, with the international break giving the lads a wee breather, there's time to reset before we take on Dundee. Poor Stephen Pressley must be sweating already because he knows what's coming. And after that, it's back to Europe. A must-win against Sturm Graz. Brendan's got some thinking to do, right enough. It's been a tricky spell, both on and off the pitch, but maybe, just maybe, that late win is the spark we've needed to kick on again. But let me ask you this, and I want your honest take. Do you think Nygren'S just had his breakthrough moment? Or was that goal just a flash in the pan before someone else steals the spotlight? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's giant laldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Here we go again. Another twist in the Celtic tale, and this one's a sore yin to swallow. Word is Daizen Maeda's got his eyes set on a move to England. You heard that right. The Japanese speed demon, the lad who runs more in 90 minutes than some of the Rangers lot do in a season, might be ready to pack his bags. Now, before you start throwing your scarf at the telly, let's break it down. Daizen's told the club he wants to leave. That's what's come out. And it's rattled a few cages at Parkhead. Brendan's got a bit of a dilemma on his hands now because Maeda's deal runs till the summer of 2027. But if he's not sold in January, the club will need to make a move in the summer or risk losing him for nothing. And let's be honest, we're not in the business of handing out freebies, especially to the English Premier League. Apparently, the lad fancies a crack down south, and who can blame him? England's on his radar, and there's a bit of interest bubbling up already. Brentford had a sniff around him in the summer, and they could be back at it again. But they're not the only ones. There's talk of West Ham, Leeds, Burnley, even Sunderland keeping an eye on him. Basically, anyone desperate for goals and sitting on a pile of TV money. Now look, you and I both know what Daizen brings to this team. The work rate, the pressing, the energy, it's relentless. The guy's like a storm tearing through the wings of paradise, chasing every lost cause, never giving defenders a second to breathe. Losing him wouldn't just be about losing pace, it's losing that mad intensity that lifts the whole side when things are flat. If he does go, Brendan's got some serious work to do replacing that. Because let's face it, we can't have another window like the last one, can we? The suits upstairs will need to pull their socks up and make sure we don't end up scrambling about for free transfers again, while the rest of us are sitting there wondering what happened to ambition. But here's the question I've got for you. And don't hold back, all right? If Daizen really wants to go, should we cash in now and move on? Or do you think we should fight to keep him? Show him that Celtic's still the place to be. The home of heroes, not stepping stones. Hit like hit. That subscribe button, lads. Let's jai it lordy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Now this one, my friend, is where things get really interesting. Word coming out of Paradise is that big Brendan Rodgers' future is up in the air. You'd think we'd have learned to relax by now, but that's never been the Celtic way, has it? There are apparently ongoing conversations between Brendan and the board about a new deal, and the twist, the mob across the city, the Rangers, could actually play a part in what happens next. You heard that right. The board wants Brendan to stay. They've made that clear, but at the same time, he's assessing his options. Now that's a phrase that makes any Celtic fan's heart skip a beat, right? Because we've been down this road before. We remember how that first spell ended. Still, right now we're sitting 9 points clear of the Blues, snapping at the heels of Hearts, and despite the summer transfer mess, Brendan's kept the show on the road. And let's be honest, there's been plenty of noise between the stands and the suits lately. The board haven't exactly covered themselves in glory, have they? That fans' collective meeting went down like a wet weekend in Sucky Hall, and folk are still fuming. But Rodgers, he's out there pulling results out of thin air. That Motherwell match, pure chaos, 2-1 down, the nerves jangling, and then Daizen Maeda saves the day in stoppage time. The roar inside Paradise was deafening. It was the kind of moment that reminds you why you love this club. Brendan himself said it best after the game. It wasn't about playing perfect football, it was about heart. He said the lads dug deep, kept their heads, and found a way through. And that's the thing. When you've got a manager like Brendan who gets the club, who knows what it means to win, in green and white, you don't just let that go easily. But here's the wee spicy bit. Across the city, the Rangers have just sacked Russell Martin. Surprise, surprise. Sitting in the bottom six. Chaos, as usual, and now scrambling to find someone daft enough to take that job. And here's what's fascinating. Apparently, the kind of manager they bring in could influence Brendan's decision. If they go big, maybe it fires him up to stay and remind them who runs this city. If they don't, maybe he fancies a new challenge. Either way, Glasgow's about to get noisy again, and not because the rain's battering down on the Clyde. But here's what I want to know from you. If you were in Brendan's shoes, would you stay at Celtic to keep rubbing it in the faces of that shambles across the river? Or do you think it's time for him to go and let someone new lead us into the next chapter? Hit like, hit that subscribe button, lades. Let's jai it loldy till we hit a 1,500 mad Celtic daffs.